Going with the flow is one of the worst pieces of advice you can take when it comes to your life's purpose. Going with the flow is like drifting along at sea, floating on the ocean water, and relying on the tide to just take you around in circles. It's passive, it's monotone, and you don't really feel fulfilled. But living with intention and purpose is like being the captain of your own sailboat, adjusting the sails, reading your map, looking through your telescope, and scoping new exciting destinations for you to travel to and have new adventures. In this video, I'll be going over my personal story on how I discovered my purpose in life and the process it takes because it requires a lot of self-discovery. I'll also be sharing with you how purpose exactly works, really easy to understand in a very simple way, and 2 methods that you can use to discover your life's purpose, depending on whether you want to go in the more grounded, practical route or the more intuitive exploration route. In the past, a couple of years ago, when I had no idea what my purpose was, my life was completely different than it is right now. In the past, I was just relying on external voices and external opinions to tell me what I should be desiring, to tell me what I should be doing with my life. And every single day was just me thinking, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Am I messing up? Am I screwing up? Is this not what's meant for me? Oh no, what am I gonna do? What's my life gonna be like? How am I gonna be in 5, 10 years? And there was a huge sense of fear and anxiety because I felt like I was just a dead fish drifting through a river, letting life push me in different directions, not knowing what I wanted to do. And here's the thing. If you don't decide and if you don't make the choice to discover your life's purpose, to control your life and choose how you want to live your life, other people will do it for you. If you're a drifter, if you're a dead fish flowing across the river, other people are going to decide what your life looks like. And most of the time, it's not going to be happy. It's not going to be what you want because they are choosing your life based on what they want from you, based on what you can give them. And that does not have your happiness in tie. That's why I was honestly super determined to decide and figure out and experiment and discover my true life's purpose because I knew that that's the key to fulfillment. That's literally the key to living a good life that I was happy with, that I was satisfied with. So that's what I did. I started to get the desire that I wanted to explore and look for my purpose. Honestly, looking back, I have discovered my purpose and I'm living an incredible and fulfilling life. But looking back, that process did take time. It took experimentation, and I didn't even know it at that time, but me trying all these different things, exploring these different routes, like looking back at what I wanted to do as a kid, trying to do all of these like astrology tests online to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, and just trying different career paths, trying to explore different ventures, looking at other people for inspiration like celebrities. I did all of those things, and I learned that patience is so important for this process. Patience is literally so important, and you need to have patience, okay? It will take time, but you will get there. As long as you have the desire to find your purpose, you will get there. And honestly, I was looking at all these things and trying all these different things. I did go down the wrong path. I did have the wrong dream in my heart that I thought would fulfill me and I thought was my purpose. But now looking back, I never strayed off of my path to my true purpose. And this process of exploring and finding your purpose will take time. You might go down the wrong path, but there isn't a wrong path because you will be led back to your true purpose in the end. You will be led back to the right path. And you're never, ever in the wrong path. You're always in the right path. In a way, you are doing the right decisions that will help you find your purpose. That's what I realized after looking back at my experience. So, yes, I experimented and I learned deeply how to trust my own intuition. Because finding your purpose, a huge part of it is learning to trust the inner voice inside of you. And I'm going to go really deep in this video in method 2 about how you can understand and trust your intuition and figure out your life's purpose. So that's what I did. I started to do self-discovery. I started to learn more about myself, trust my intuition, rely on myself. And now I discovered my purpose, even though there were fears along the way, even though there were setbacks, and me going down a path I thought was my purpose was actually not. Of course, that happened, but now I'm living according to my purpose. I feel super fulfilled. I love the process. This is important, by the way. When you're living according to your purpose, your life's purpose, you love the process of getting to your desires, of getting to your goals, of getting to your vision. It feels good working on your purpose and living according to your purpose. It shouldn't feel negative. It shouldn't feel bad and draining. Now I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. And honestly, with confidence, I can say I'm living according to my life's purpose because it just feels so good. It feels free. I live with faith. And I'm magnetizing my desires and I'm magnetizing blessings to me because that's also a reward for living according to your purpose. When you're living according to your life's calling, you will naturally be like a beacon that attracts positive blessings, positive opportunities that help you get towards your desire and get towards your life vision. And that's how I feel currently, and that's what I will be helping you to do in this video. Here's how purpose exactly works. Purpose is like an onion. You don't have a single purpose in your life. Instead, you have different layers, like layers of an onion. And in this lifetime, you're going to be peeling back your different purpose layers. And finally, once you peel back every single one, you're going to reach the core by the end of your life and you will have fulfilled your purpose. And this is a process of course, self-discovery. You're going to learn a lot about yourself to figure out what each layer is so you can fulfill that layer and then it will fall away. And also, it's just so refreshing knowing that you aren't tied down to one single thing that you have to discover. It's not like you have to choose one single ice cream from the ice cream man, and that ice cream is your life's purpose. You have multiple. You can choose different flavors from the ice cream man. And that is so comforting because that makes your canvas of life so much more beautiful. That makes your palette so much more filled with variety. You aren't tied down to one single thing that you have to follow. There are multiple. And by fulfilling each of these multiple purposes, it just enriches your life so much because every single one is a little adventure that you're taking to fulfill, and every single one will be so fun for you because the process of achieving and fulfilling each of these purpose layers should feel good. So it will feel good, it will feel fun. You will have to experience challenges and hardships on the way, but it's all worth it and it will feel good because this is your purpose. You're living according to it. And the journey might not be easy, but it will be so, so worth it and fulfilling. Along with you relying and trusting yourself and becoming the captain of your own ship and steering the life that where you want to go. Super exciting, super fun. Living with purpose is one of the best decisions that you can make. And of course, you might be wondering if you could really ever find it, and you are super confused right now. But that's okay. That's the process. That's the first step to discovering it. So don't worry, don't stress, just enjoy the ride and it will come naturally. As you're trying different things, as you're doing these two methods that I will be sharing with you, you will naturally come across it in the journey. You will find your purpose. Don't stress. Have fun. Just experience life. Okay? Because it can just come up and creep up to you when you're least expecting it. The opportunity will just drop into your lap. The epiphany will just drop into your lap. One day, maybe you're out cycling on a bike, and then suddenly you just get that epiphany that, oh my God, wait, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is how I should live my life. And then you go out, you live according to it. It will come at the right time. The universe will send it to you at the right time. There's no need to rush or stress. Okay? Now, let's get into method number 1. Finding your authentic desires to find your purpose. Now, this is going to tie into the onion layers of the onion analogy for your purpose. And an easy way to figure out what your purpose layer is, what the thing you should be focusing on, like the top layer right now that you should be focusing on to peel away, is to think to yourself, what area of my life is holding me back the most? Which area of my life do I feel like I'm being blocked in? Do I feel like I'm really struggling with right now and is the first thing that I should focus on to improve my life? Imagine a ladder for a second. Imagine a ladder. This ladder is basically the different areas of your life and how much progress you made and how successful you are for each one. Now, the top rungs of the ladder are the areas of your life you're doing super well in. Maybe you're really, really, really good at taking care of your health. You're super healthy, you're super fit, and you're doing great. So that would be one of the highest rungs of the ladder. Now, let's think about another area of your life that you think is not going that well. Maybe relationships. You're really struggling with relationships. You don't know why. You just feel anxious in your relationships and stressed and insecure. You can't find someone that really loves you for who you are. You just feel so dissatisfied. That would be the bottommost rung of your ladder. And what we're going to do is focus on bringing that bottom rung all the way up to the top. So your ladder is more balanced. So if you feel like every single area of your life is going good, your health, your finances, your family, but you're struggling with your relationships and you're just anxious and stressed about it, that could be your current purpose layer that you have to work on so you can fulfill and become happier and live a better life. And that's how it works, basically. You choose a desire, you find something that's holding you back, and then you start to work towards improving that, taking action to improve that. That's a really easy way that you can find your quick first purpose layer in a very grounded way. And this entire method number 1, is very, very focused on grounded things that you could do like almost right away. So just sit in a room alone, ponder to yourself with a notebook, what area of my life am I seriously struggling with right now? What should I seriously focus in on and lock in for? And then eventually it will come to you while you're sitting in the silence. That will be your current purpose layer. And the second thing I want you to do, which is super duper important, remember to do this, is to make sure your desire is authentic. There's a reason why I mentioned authentic in the title of this method. You have to make sure your desire is authentic and not ego-driven, not driven by your trauma, not driven by validation, external validation. You should not have a desire that is ego-driven as a purpose layer, because when you fulfill that, you would have just wasted time because that's not what you truly want. And the process would have also sucked. I'll show you how I use this method in my personal past. What I did was that I imagined the rungs of the ladder, and I was looking at the different areas of my life a couple of years ago. And I decided that my finances were honestly the most bottom-most rung of my entire ladder. So I knew that I had to improve that. I knew that I had to do something so I could get more money, support myself, and help me live a better life. And that's what I did. I started to explore and take action, looking at different online business ideas, looking at different career paths, so I could fulfill the bottommost rung on my ladder to make money. But then what happened was that I got driven by ego. My desire, my purpose layer was to make money, but when you're figuring out a way to make money, you need to make sure that method, that path, is authentic to you and not ego driven. But I chose the ego driven path because I didn't know better at that time. And I decided, okay, I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to become a billionaire by starting my own mega massive corporation. I'm going to have a huge building and everything. It's going to be a skyscraper. I'm going to have my own luxury office. I'm going to have billions of dollars in my bank account. I am going to work super hard. I'm going to have a bunch of employees. Yeah. That's the rich life, the luxury life. I want that. So I thought that was my life's purpose. That was my current purpose layer. And I found out the hard way that was not what I wanted because it just felt so awful. The process of fulfilling that purpose layer felt so horrible. I found out I hated the CEO, super rich businesswoman lifestyle. I hated working 12 hours a day. I hated focusing on super boring tasks and just staring at my computer all day and doing and starting a company that wasn't meaningful to me. Because in the past, I was just focused on money. I didn't care what I wanted to do, what I had to do, and if it felt good to me. I was just so focused on earning money, becoming rich, becoming wealthy because of my ego driven desire. And it felt horrible. That process felt horrible. And I still knew that I wanted to make money, but there was a part of me that really realized this path was not right for me. So I looked for a more authentic path to make money. I was first focusing on my ego and focusing on status, power, and validation from other people. I didn't even like the lifestyle that a super rich CEO would be living. I didn't even like it. I just thought that it would give me power and other people would look at me with respect. And I thought that's what I wanted. I didn't want other people to look at me with respect and power, and I wanted to feel secure. All of those things. I didn't want that desire for what it was. I wanted another feeling from that desire, and I found out that I could get it by choosing another path to make money that felt good to me. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am doing a path, a business that makes me feel good. I genuinely like showing up every day. The process is fun. I have a work-life balance, and every single day is honestly a joy because this is what I love doing. This business is what feels good to me, not the CEO, super rich billionaire persona. This business of being a manifestation teacher, helping people rewire their mindset, and meeting people like my past self that struggled with depression, anxiety, and hopelessness for their life and their future, and giving them hope that they can change, they can live a life that they crave to be in. They can live a life where they're so fulfilled, happy, and they're living an incredible, amazing lifestyle. That is what genuinely makes me feel good, and now I enjoy the process of doing that, which is further confirmation that I am living according to my purpose. So from this, I just want to tell you that when you think that you have a purpose layer you're sure about, Make sure it's not driven by your ego and your need for external validation, for other people to look at you with respect and admiration. Listen to your heart. What do you genuinely want, even if other people might not approve of it? Even if it might not be as cool? Even if you think that it won't be accepted? This is also super important for maybe a career path that you have in mind. Maybe because purpose is so tied to careers as well. It's not fully tied to a career, but careers do play a huge role. And maybe you've stumbled across the idea that, hey, maybe my purpose layer is to be a rock star, maybe a singer, maybe a celebrity, maybe an actor, maybe I want to be an engineer. And those careers are completely fine and acceptable as long as the process of you fulfilling that purpose layer is honestly motivating. It feels good. It encourages you to keep going even if there are challenges on the way. The process is something that you like doing. Your purpose layer, this doesn't have to be careers as well. It could be things like you going to the gym and eating healthy and getting a good body. That process will have challenges, but if it's genuinely authentic to you, you genuinely want to be healthy because you know it will make you feel good. You know you will be happier. Even if there are challenges, even if you feel disappointed and insecure sometimes, you will have the willpower to persist and keep continuing to fulfill and accomplish whatever that layer is so you can let it fly away, let it peel off, and unravel a new purpose layer of yours in the onion. And once you're done with that layer, you can move on to the next. Like, for example, Bill Gates, he started a huge company, Microsoft. That was his purpose layer at that time. And now, after he peeled away that purpose layer, he completed it, he was done with it. And now he's putting all his effort into his charities, giving back to the world, because that is his new purpose layer. Purpose doesn't have to be like a tangible thing. In this method, it doesn't have to be like a tangible desire, like making a amount of money or losing a certain amount of weight or doing this, doing that, etc. Like achieving an award in a sport. It could also be you realizing the bottommost rung of your ladder is your mental health, is your relationship with yourself, is your insecurities. And that is what you have to focus on and fulfill and accomplish and heal so you can peel away and open a new layer. Mental health would be like you learning to take care of your mental health, you going to a therapist, you reading more about how to heal your depression, how to heal your anxiety, you taking action to do things like meditating every single day or journaling your thoughts out, you learning about emotional mastery, you're learning about how to truly, truly love yourself and be there for yourself. You healing the trauma in the past that you had related to your family members. Those things are also really valid as purpose layers. Those intangible things are just as important as well to fulfilling your purpose. Purpose isn't all about just external success and external validation and living like a lavish external life that you're fulfilled with. Internally, you must also feel happy, safe, and love yourself. Now let's get into method number 2, following your intuition and your values. This method is all about experimentation, trying different things, looking inward, and self-discovery. The first method was about a lot of grounded things that you could do right away to figure out your purpose layer, figure out what's holding you back the most in life, do it, done. Now this method will take patience, and you must have patience for yourself and be willing to explore and try new things and have the courage to go out of your comfort zone. Because your purpose won't fall on your lap just like that. You will have to explore, and the universe will send you opportunities where you can find your true purpose. And it might not be super clear in the beginning, but eventually the universe will just send you the opportunity that you will just immediately click with. For example, I loved dancing as a kid. I just felt so happy doing it. But after life went on, years passed by, I started to just leave it be and I never touched it again. I haven't danced in 10 years, but I recently got back into it because I was exploring, experimenting, and trying different things that made me feel good and I felt pulled towards. Because intuitively, you will feel a sense of goodness, a sense of peace, and a sense of excitement when you're living according to your purpose and when you're doing things that are aligned with your purpose. And that's what I did for dancing. Eventually, I just had a random opportunity to go to a dance class, check it out. I didn't know what to expect. But then once I started dancing, oh my God, it just unlocked something so powerful inside of me. It made me feel so good, so happy. And that's when I knew I had to pursue this. I had to do this. Because as a kid, I loved dancing. And I had these visions and desires about being a dancer on stage and just having a crowd cheer me on and just expressing myself through movement. And I haven't really touched that in so many years because I thought, oh, well, that's just an unrealistic dream. Maybe it wouldn't work out. But now my mind is so much more open because we are so powerful. We can create whatever reality that we want. And every single dream that we had as a kid is completely valid. And you can follow it and achieve great things with it. Because the little kid you intuitively, instinctively knew what you were supposed to be doing with your life. And you can look at your childhood for clues on what your true purpose is and create your life in a way that's reflecting that a bit as well. So I knew that I had to dance. And that's what I did. I started to incorporate dance into my daily life. I started to incorporate dance into my lifestyle. I signed up for dance classes. I go there weekly. I'm learning how to dance. I'm learning how to break dance. And I'm trying all of these different new dance styles and learning. And the process is just so fun and fulfilling. And my life has been so much more enriched because of it. This is how you will stumble across your purpose. And what you could do is look towards your past child version of you when you were younger than 10 years old and look at what they really like to do because that will give you clues. Maybe when you were younger, you loved to play make-believe. You loved to dress up and pretend you were someone like a princess, like a knight, like a monster, and you loved to just act. That could be a clue for what you're supposed to be doing with your life currently that is aligned with your purpose. Maybe you could just right now sign up for acting classes and see where it goes. Maybe you have a secret talent for it. Maybe you will become an actress or an actor. Or maybe you'll join Broadway. Or maybe you'll become a YouTuber that makes those videos of people acting, pretending to have certain scenarios, etc. It could literally lead anywhere. You have so many vast opportunities. You have so much different paths that you could take. But know that the path that you're on currently, whatever path you take on, whatever path you do, is the right path. You will never stray from your purpose. It will always make its way back to you. You will always be led back to what you should be doing by the universe. So look at what you loved to do as a kid and start exploring and incorporating that into your life. Look at what made you feel super good. Maybe you tried a certain activity or a hobby and it just made you feel so good, but you didn't explore it because you're busy, you have time commitments, maybe you're scared, honestly, because that's also a huge thing that you have to overcome. Your comfort zone wants to keep you safe, wants to keep everything predictable. But if you want to look for and find your purpose, you have to be willing to step out of it. When I made the decision to join a dance class, it was scary. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if this was right for me. I didn't know if I would just waste my time. But I chose to be brave. I chose to make that decision anyway. Because stepping out of your comfort zone makes you feel alive. It fills you up. It fills your soul up. And it feels scary. But at the other end of your comfort zone are incredible adventures, incredible experiences that you will be so happy that you had the courage to make the leap for. So be brave, try different things, experiment, and see what you like. Another example would be me being confused on what career I wanted to go into, and me thinking maybe I should choose a marketing career because I'm kind of into business. Maybe a career like marketing would be good for me because just in case if my business doesn't work out, And I started to explore that. I started to look at that path. And marketing, earning a marketing job, wasn't the path for me. But I'm so grateful I went down that path because it taught me so much that it helped me figure out what I actually wanted to do. And luckily, I didn't get a job in marketing or anything. What I did was I volunteered for certain companies and I helped them with their marketing for free to see if I actually liked the process of being in that career. Found out I hated it, found out I did not like it at all. So then, bam. Now I'm working on a business that I truly love and I truly love the process of doing. And if I didn't experience that path of what it would be like to be a professional marketing agent, I wouldn't have known that it was not right for me. And I would have still had doubts about it. And maybe I would have gone down that path. I don't know what would have happened, but I'm grateful for what it taught me. And the thing is, with following your intuition, you don't have to have big desires or big dreams or super bold ambitions when trying to figure out your life's purpose. Just if you get the tug to go do something, to go follow a path, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's art, just go and do that activity and just see where it leads. No expectations. Don't pressure yourself. Don't stress yourself out about it that, oh, so I liked art as a kid. So right now I have to join an art studio and I have to become a professional artist. That's all I have to do. No, you don't have to stress yourself out with that. Take it slow. Just see where it leads. That's what I'm doing with my dance passion. That's what I'm doing with this purpose of mine to dance. I'm just taking it slow. Right now I'm still taking classes, but maybe in the future I'll get an opportunity to go dance professionally on stage, and that would be nice, and I could do that along with my business. Because remember, you have multiple desires, you have multiple purpose layers in your life. There are multiple things that you could be doing. You could be a super talented professional chef, and you could also have a side hobby as someone that's a streamer that streams online and earns money from that. You can just combine things. But a little side note, when you're choosing a certain career, I want you to choose a career whose lifestyle you would love to live. And the process of doing that career just lights you up and makes you feel good. So let's take an example of me. I was super passionate about art as a kid, but honestly, I knew that it wasn't the right career for me. I loved art, I did it all the time, and I thought, well, maybe it's my purpose to do art. Maybe it's what I should be doing. But the thing was, I didn't like the lifestyle of an artist because I knew that I would have to be hunched over my desk, sketching for hours on end, all by myself because I was the artist, and I would have my own art business online and I would be just drawing and drawing and drawing. And I did not like the lifestyle that career would give me because I wouldn't be able to have freedom of time. And I wouldn't really like the process of just creating art and selling it because that's not how I wanted to impact the world. And so I decided that was not the career for me, and I kept art as a hobby. And now my career is currently being a course creator of spreading manifestation knowledge and sharing my voice with the world because this online business gives me freedom of time, freedom of travel. I'm doing something I love and I'm helping the world in a way that I love. So find a lifestyle that you would love to live and choose your career based off of that. Do you want to become maybe a professional dancer? Do you think it's worth it to become a super big CEO? Do you like the life that they would live and what they would be doing day to day in their life? Do you think it's worth it? Because there are going to be sacrifices that you have to make, but do you think those sacrifices are worth it? Do you think it's worth it to sacrifice your free time because you have to work and constantly attend meetings as a very successful CEO? Do you think it's worth it to sacrifice your freedom of time and travel so you can start your own little restaurant in your hometown? If it's worth it, then go ahead and do it. That is what your purpose is calling you towards, and it will feel good. The process will feel good. Now, here's something that you could use to find your purpose, and that is your values. So, first of all, I want you to figure out the most important values that you have for yourself, for your life, for God, the universe, and follow and create a lifestyle that's reflecting all of them. So your values are things like, do you think health is a priority? Do you think your relationships are a priority? Do you think friendships are a priority in your life? What are the most important things that you prioritize in your life, in the world? For example, I prioritized my health a lot. Health is one of my biggest values. It's my number one value up there because I decided that if I had health, if I had every other thing other than health in my life, I could not be happy. If I was rich, if I had an amazing partner, if I had all of the things that I wanted, but I was not healthy, I was physically sick, I was not good, I did not feel good, and I was like handicapped in a wheelchair, I couldn't enjoy my life, and I hated that feeling. So health is so important to me. And one time, I experienced a phase in my life where I did not take care of my health at all for the sake of certain desires and goals. It made me feel miserable. It made me feel so horrible. And I remember crying one day because I had such terrible health and it made me feel just so awful about my life. So I want you to think to yourself, what are the most important non-negotiables that you prioritize in your life? Maybe it's relationships. Maybe it's having a social circle. Maybe it's money. Maybe faith is a big value of yours. Start going to church. Start praying at whatever religious institute you want at. And maybe have a prayer journal. Maybe pray before you sleep every single night. And live and structure your life by doing more things that make you feel good according to your values.